USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, CVN 69, known informally as Ike, is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier currently in service with the United States Navy. Commissioned in 1977, the ship is the second of the 10 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers currently in service, and is the first ship named after the 34th President of the United States and General of the Army Dwight D. Eisenhower. The vessel was initially named simply as USS Eisenhower, much like the lead ship of the class, Nimitz, but the name was changed to its present form on May 25, 1970. The carrier, like all others of her class, was constructed at Newport News Shipbuilding Company in Virginia, with the same design as the lead ship, although the ship has been overhauled twice to bring her up to the standards of those constructed more recently. Since commissioning, Dwight D. Eisenhower has participated in deployments including Operation Eagle Claw during the Iran hostage crisis in 1980, as well as the Persian Gulf War in the 1990s, and more recently in support of U.S. military operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. The carrier currently serves as the flagship of Carrier Strike Group 2. On June 29, 1970, then Northrop Grumman Newport News of Newport News, Virginia, was awarded the contract for construction. On June 30, 1975, her designation was changed from CVN 69 to CVN 69. She was laid down as hull number 599 on August 15, 1970 at Newport News Shipyard at a cost of $679 million, $4.5 billion in 2020 dollars, launched October 11, 1975 after christening by Mamie Dowd Eisenhower, Dwight Eisenhower's widow, and commissioned October 18, 1977, Captain William E. Ramsey in command. On commissioning, she replaced the aging World War II-era carrier USS Franklin D. Roosevelt in the fleet. In 1990, Dwight D. Eisenhower completed her 7th Mediterranean deployment. The deployment became a commemorative event in the worldwide Dwight D. Eisenhower Centennial, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the late president's birth. During D-Day anniversary ceremonies off the coast of Normandy, President Eisenhower's son John Eisenhower and D-Day veterans embarked in the ship, while Carrier Air Wing 7 conducted a memorial flyover of the American Cemetery at Omaha Beach in Normandy, France. In response to Iraq's invasion of Kuwait, Dwight D. Eisenhower became the first carrier to conduct sustained operations in the Red Sea, and only the second nuclear-powered aircraft carrier ever to transit the Suez Canal. Ike served as a ready striking force in the event Iraq invaded Saudi Arabia, and participated in maritime interception operations in support of a United Nations embargo against Iraq. After completion of an extensive shipyard period and workup, the carrier deployed September 26, 1991 to the Persian Gulf to continue multinational operations with coalition forces in support of Operation Desert Storm. Ike returned to Norfolk on April 2, 1992, and, on January 12, 1993, entered Norfolk Naval Shipyard for overhaul and conversion, returning to the fleet November 12, 1993. In September 1994, Dwight D. Eisenhower and elements of the U.S. 10th Mountain Division first tested the concept of adaptive force packaging. The division's soldiers and equipment were loaded on board, and the ship's Army/Navy team headed for Port-au-Prince to lead Operation Uphold Democracy, the U.S.-led effort to restore the elected government of Haiti. On January 13, 2020, Dwight D. Eisenhower left Norfolk for her composite training unit exercise ahead of deploying. After exercising with Carrier Strike Group 10 until late February, Dwight D. Eisenhower immediately deployed to the Persian Gulf without returning to port, due to Dynamic Force Employment, DFE, a strategy to help make naval deployments less predictive. On June 26, 2020, the ship surpassed the USS Theodore Roosevelt's record of 160 consecutive days at sea without a port call by reaching its 161st day. This new mark is attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic and the ship's operational commitment to remain clean by avoiding any contact with ports that carried the potential of introducing the novel coronavirus into the crew. On 25 and July 26, 2020, The Hellenic Air Force, HAF, co-trained with USS Dwight D. Eisenhower southeast of Crete. On March 3, 2021, Dwight D. Eisenhower's strike group conducted exercise Lightning Handshake with Royal Moroccan Navy frigate Tariq Ben Zayed and Royal Moroccan Air Force fighter jets. On April 2, 2021, Dwight D. Eisenhower, with Carrier Air Wing 3 and her Carrier Strike Group, transit the Suez Canal into the Red Sea in support of Operation Inherent Resolve.